The evolution of your marketing will be the catalyst for the evolution of your business, and the evolution of your business will provide you with the freedom to focus on the evolution of your life. This is Evolved Marketing with Andre and Brian. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast. My name is Brian Brewer, along with my co-host, as always, Andre Germachev, and we have a special guest today. Now, today's special guest is an affiliate marketer. She's a high-ticket affiliate marketer. She's been doing this for about 6 months. She is currently with Legendary Marketer, but something that's really cool about her story is she was actually introduced to this opportunity from a past guest on our show. If you look back to episode 6 of the podcast here, we had M. Walcott on. Well, she was the one who introduced today's guest to Legendary Marketer and the opportunity here. And I think it's safe to say that was a pretty good chance encounter, because today's guest has gone on to, in the last 6 months or so, make over $600,000 in commissions online. I was digging through her Instagram account before the show, and I saw that she had an $11,000 day one day. That might not even be her record. And I've seen some numbers where she's had months in the weeks in the plus $40,000 earned. And we're going to learn a lot from this self-proclaimed boy mom who is so gracious to bless us with her time, because she just moved into a brand new dream home, upgraded from 1,100 square feet to what appears to be 90,000 square feet, but I'm sure that's an over-exaggeration. But I'm excited to hear her story, share her story, and share her strategies with you and what led to her success. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show Caroline Hane. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Brian, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, first of all. We're super excited for you to share your strategies and all of that stuff. But Brian mentioned that you actually joined because of M. Walcott, right?
Yeah.
Was it on TikTok? What platform was that?
It was actually on a Facebook reel. I think my phone did its thing with the algorithm because I was looking for a way to make money online. I was 7 months pregnant at the time, and I was wanting to be able to stay home with the baby. So I must have searched at some point like how to make money online on my phone, and then her video just like kept landing in my Facebook feed. And then I eventually watched one of her videos all the way through, and then the algorithm just took over, and then I just kept seeing M's face all of my timeline. And I eventually, kind of checked it out, saw what it was about, and probably like after like a month of doing some digging and some research, I actually decided to give it a shot. Best decision ever. Crazy.
It's really interesting to me that you found this at a time when you were 7 months pregnant and you were kind of looking for the way to make money online. And just to confirm, is this 7 months pregnant with your first child?
My second.
Your second. Okay. So you were sitting here about to see this big change, and it's like, I want to stay at home. And the reason that's interesting to me is that's kind of my story. This goes years ago, but we had our first child. She was 4 months old, and I was like, I don't want to work in the restaurant business anymore. I want to stay at home. I want to be able to have the opportunity to watch my, children grow up. And it was that search, how do you make money online, and that commitment to say, I'm going to figure it out. And it sounds like that's where you were in your life too. So that's really cool, and nice to see the similarity. Now, my question is to you. You were 7 months pregnant. You started to think about, hey, this opportunity to make money online so you could live the life that you wanted and stay at home. Had you tried anything prior to affiliate marketing or in the past to ever make money online or do a side hustle or anything like that?
No, I was traditional school. Like I got my graduate degree. Like I figured, like I think most people, like you go to school, you study hard, you get a bunch of degrees, and then you get a job in your job field, and then like you work 40 hours a week till you retire, and like that's just kind of how you do things, and you get your promotions and stuff, and maybe you move jobs, and maybe you can go back to school and try and get more qualifications, more certifications. But that's what I did. And I thought that was kind of the only way to like level up financially, was to like just kind of put in the time. And then, like I said, I found this. My first son I had at the height of like COVID. So we were both home with him, and I couldn't imagine doing things differently the second time around, like putting him into daycare and like going back to work. I knew emotionally like I couldn't do it. I felt like it wasn't enough time. So that's where that search really came in hard. And it was really daunting for me because I've never done anything in the online space whatsoever. I don't really consider myself to be like a tech savvy person. I was just like, let's just give this a shot. And like, thank God that that video popped up in my page, because none of this would have happened. We wouldn't be in this house right now. Life would be very, very different. And so I'm just so thankful for it. It's been crazy.
Yeah, when I first came to your first videos on TikTok, I saw that you were pregnant, right? And what was that like tiring making all those videos every single day?
I feel like look back on it, I was okay. My pregnancy has been pretty good to me. I feel like I'm just the same. I have the same amount of energy. Um, but it was fun. I never like was into social media like that or making videos of myself, so that was kind of cringy. But like once I got through that, I had a lot of fun making the videos, and I would like use my
Yeah.
little bump and stuff. So it's funny to look back on those videos.
Yeah, it
Now
seems like it's
let's
a
talk about.
little opportunity, like a little prop or a little tension grabber,
It's
its own little
literally
hook.
that. I would be like popping it out at like different beats in the music. Like it's funny to look back on.
And that's something
And
that you add to most of your videos. You add some type of humor to your videos. So 'cause when I watch your videos, I also like crack up and start laughing. You know, it just makes me want to watch more of your videos. So I'm sure that's how you were able
oh
to catch of a big audience too. Now let's go back to like
yeah,
the first months that you were creating content. Was that like a slow process? Did you have to like get past the whole I don't want to be on camera type of feeling,
yeah,
or how did that
yeah.
work?
100%. Like I said, I wasn't used to like recording myself or like even hearing my voice on camera. Like the whole thing was really weird and really cringy. I remember my first video I ever did, I had like a little script. I was like trying to like, read the script and like play it and work out all the controls and stuff on TikTok. They were just like, they were rough, those first few videos. But once I got through that, which I think, unless like you're like a content creator and are used to this kind of stuff, like I think everyone has to get over that hurdle of like stepping into being in the online space and like stepping out of your comfort zone. But to me that was like one of the most like transformative pieces of this whole process, was just like finding this different part of myself that I didn't know was there, or that needed to come out, like this new like sense of confidence and self-esteem, being able to be myself on like for the world to see. Like it took a while to get to that point, but it has been like, it's crazy how much it's changed my life in more ways than just like financial wise. It's been crazy. It
Yeah,
really has. It's been
well,
cool.
let's kind of talk about that since you brought it up, because there's a saying that goes something along the lines of, the real gift of entrepreneurship is not the money, but it's the person that you become, right? And if we talk about the Evolved Marketing podcast, the beginning is talking about, the evolution of your marketing becomes the catalyst for the evolution of the business, which allows you the opportunity to focus on the evolution of your life. So you mentioned confidence, but how else has your life changed in ways that you could not have imagined, other than just obviously you made over $500,000 very quickly and you're in a brand new house now?
Yeah. I think something that I was not expecting, and I didn't even realize how not bad, because we weren't in a good place, but like my relationship with my husband. So we are like high school sweethearts. We're best friends. We've always like had a really good relationship, but we've been through our stuff. Like he had some like health issues a while ago, and he grew up in a family that was not, wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. And it was the same for me. So he has always had that like scarcity mindset, always saving. And I was the same way, penny pinching, always buying things like used. And we never like were living comfortably, even if we had like the money to do so. We kind of had that scarcity mindset. So he was kind of like always the breadwinner. He always was the one like paying the bills and like making sure that like, this was paid on time and that was paid on time. We had enough money in this account and this account, and him doing all the math to say like, well, if we cut back on this and, transferred money here and, and skip that trip that we were going to take, he was like the one that would have this like running checklist in his head all the time about like bills and like money coming out. And I was just like, here's my like $3,500 a month every month, like hope this helps type of thing, So he kind of took on that financial burden more than I had ever realized. And I saw how stressed he was like throughout like our relationship, but it really became apparent to me once we didn't have the stress anymore, because he was like this lighter person. Like he was like he's always been fun and like, carefree and like all like that, but he's just been like literally like lighter. Like my mom will come over and be like, Logan just seems so happy, and it's like he doesn't have that financial burden on him anymore. So like our relationship has been so much better. I've taken on a lot of like the the bills and the financial side of things, and it feels more like a equal team now than it ever has, because it used to be kind of like I threw in my little contribution, and he had his, and like I didn't feel like we were like equals, at least on like a financial aspect. But now it's like I feel like I'm right up there with him. I am. And like, I would even argue that like I am making the most money, which is just crazy, because he has been like carrying my ass along for like the past 8 years. So it feels really, really good to be able to be up there with him, contributing and stuff, and being a part of like this for my family. It's something that I'm very blessed to be able to share with him.
Yeah, I bet it's such a great feeling, especially because you guys are a team, you
Yeah.
guys do everything together. If he's worried about something, then you might be worried about the same thing. So it's awesome that you guys were able to get through the hurdle of like saving money, because I went through
Yeah.
the same thing. Even though I was making good money, I did not want to spend the money because I went for so long not making that much money to where I just wanted to hold all of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's awesome that you guys got to that point. How was his feelings when you first started looking online? Was he like a little bit of doubt, or what was he thinking?
So the funny thing is, because I was so doubtful and skeptical of kind of like the whole affiliate marketing thing and myself, I didn't tell anybody. So I had only told my mom like a little snippet. I was like, I found this thing. I'm kind of not sure if I'm gonna do it. And she was like, just be really careful. Like there's a lot of scams online. And like I already had those thoughts myself. But what I ended up doing was like I opened like a savings account, and I was going to like put money aside from checks to like be able to buy like the blueprints, and like if I felt like I needed to do that. And it was going to be this whole secretive come up thing. I was going to like, if I made a bunch of money like I planned to, then I could be like, hey, like look at this savings account, like I made all this money. But if I failed, then I didn't have to go through like the whole like, yeah, I tried this like online business venture thing and it kind of flopped. So my plan initially was to just kind of like keep it like super low key. And then he like caught me one day like making videos, and I'm just like, and I'm not this social media person. So he's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you like in our closet making a video? And I was like, ah. And then I was like, okay, I gotta tell him. So then I end up telling him about everything. And he was like super supportive from the get-go. And I was like, I just really feel like I'm gonna be good with this. I think I'm gonna make like thousands of dollars. And he was like, all right, like do it, let's see it. And then that was it. Now I could make videos out in the open.
That's so funny. It's so weird because, I started affiliate marketing with product review blogs. So that was kind of behind the scene. It was kind of like the easy way out, I guess. But it never really scaled because it's really, really slow. So in 2016, I decided, okay, it's time to start creating content. And because there was no TikToks yet, I focused mostly on YouTube. But same story as you. Like I was so embarrassed, even though my wife and I had been together for 9 years at that point, or 8 years at that point. I was scared to do it in front of her. So I literally waited until she took the kids to my parents' house for the week, and I was going to work, still just at the tail end of the restaurant business. And I was like, okay, cool. I got the house to myself. I'm going to set up cameras and start creating content. But when they did find out, they were so supportive. And now years later that my kids are 10 and 9, now they think it's so cool that I'm on YouTube, right? They think it's so cool. So it's like, I don't know why we're so scared, but I guess it's just human nature. So you got to get through it. So let's talk about the kind of the beginning again. You mentioned that, you saw and you're like, oh man, I think I can do this. And you really did your research or your due diligence for about a month or so, I think is what you mentioned.
Mhm.
Then you went all in. Or then you decided to go in on it. When you decided to go in, did you go all in, or did you slowly step in to the whole affiliate marketing thing?
I pretty much went all in. Like
Yeah.
my first video on TikTok was like me just literally trying to figure out how to like set the duration of the text on screen, how to add a sound, all that stuff. And I remember I just like posted it and I was like, ooh, like whatever. And then a week later I came back and it had like 500 views and I was like, I didn't even have followers. Like who's watching my videos? And then I posted another one, then the same thing. So that was like the slow start. But once it started to get views, I was like, all right, like I guess like I could really try this. But I'm very much like a I'm all in or I'm all out type of person. And I was like, if I'm putting myself out there on social media, I better do it good. Because like I don't want my friends and family to come across my videos and be like, who does she think she is making these like crap little TikTok videos? Like I was like, I have to be myself. I have to bring my personality to the table. I have to make it so I do really well with this. Otherwise, like I'm not even gonna try. So that was like the kind of like the catalyst, the point where I was like, if I'm doing this, it's like you got to go big or go home type of thing. So that's when I really started being myself and like bringing yeah those different levels of like the edutainment stuff to the table, to make it so people wanted to watch my videos and see people saw that I was doing well with it. And so yeah, I just kind of had to go all in. There was no choice really but to crush it. So
Yeah.
That's really interesting, because so far I've heard that you went all in. You were like, I've got to bring it. And you said you really felt like you were going to make money with this. So, I mean, is that fair? I mean, you just kind of believed in yourself. It's probably the
yeah,
biggest thing. Yeah. Could you talk about that
yeah,
and
I
kind of
said it.
inspire others to believe in themselves, maybe?
Yeah, I say that to people all the time. Like your mindset is so important. And I think like having my psychology background and, I was doing counseling and stuff before, and I was part of my job was like lifting others up, but always forgetting to do that for myself. So when I would have those like limiting beliefs and thoughts that like, I wasn't going to be good with this, I would literally stop myself because your brain and your body don't, it doesn't, whether you believe something to be true about yourself, like your body believes that. So if you think like, I'm gonna fail at this, I'm gonna suck, my videos are no good, then like your body is gonna act and your brain is gonna act as if those things are true. But the opposite is true as well. Like if you believe that you're gonna do good and you're gonna manifest these things, and like you tell yourself, I'm gonna crush it, I'm gonna make money, you visualize these things for yourself, you put that out there, it happens. So from the very beginning, I was like, I'm gonna smash this. I'm gonna do exactly what she did, and I'm gonna try and do it better, and I'm gonna make a lot of money. And I put goals out for myself, and I've reached every single goal. Not to say that like every step of the way has been like I feel super confident. Like there's a lot of days where I'm like, really like looking at myself and kind of comparing myself when I shouldn't. And I definitely have those days where I'm like feeling really off, but I always have to get back to it and remind myself why I'm here, why I started, that my journey is different than the next person's journey. And like, you know, I try and be like really supportive of other people, but I think I forget like about myself sometimes. And I'm still like, postpartum, and I got like, he's not even 4 months old yet. So I still have like a lot of like feels going on and we're crazy busy. But I think, yeah, that is part of my success in the beginning, was just like having no doubt in my mind that like I was going to crush this, whether it took, the time that it took or longer. You just have to be consistent with it and literally believe in yourself, as cliche as that sounds. There's a lot of power in that positivity and that those positive thoughts for yourself. Just like there's a lot of power in the negative thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to do it. You believe in yourself, first of all, and then you started to manifest your goals. When I
Mm-hmm.
first started, I told my wife, hey, I'm going to pay off our debt. I'm going to buy you a house. We're going to go on the dream vacation. And I was able to accomplish all of those things just because I manifested in myself and I believed in myself. So that's really awesome that you were able to do that. And you have especially like a really good mentality for this type of stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
guess we can finish this TikTok conversation, or like the last question for TikTok. When I first reached out to you, I did it on TikTok, and then a week later, that account was gone. And then I think I saw a different account like a week after that. and then that account was gone like a month later. So it's like, how was that experience? Like, have you lost so many accounts from TikTok?
Yeah, that's so funny that you're saying you first reach out on TikTok. I'm like, I don't remember that, but that's why, because that
Exactly.
account was gone. Yeah, so my first account I had like it grew super fast. I got like 70,000 followers in my first month, which was like crazy. And then that account grew to like 170 something thousand and then it got banned. And then I made a new account, but I didn't realize like you can't link accounts. So if anyone out there watching is doing this, don't do it. Or if you have done it, you probably need to start over. So if you have two TikToks and you mention the other in one of the accounts or you follow the other one or you like those posts, the algorithm doesn't like that and your account will essentially be shadow banned based off of that first account that's not doing too hot. So when my account would be down, I'd be in my backup like, hey, like follow me over here, or like my account's been banned right now. Like, message me on here, follow this account. So I interacted between the two. So that second one was just like useless. It's still out there, but it got like very, very little engagement because it was essentially shadow banned. So then I made this new one that I have now. That's like slowly creeping up there. TikTok's not my favorite, but it's part of the beast that is marketing. It's good for growth, but I really try and nurture like my Instagram and my Facebook, which is a whole other story with my Facebook. May she rest in peace. That was a big account too that got lost, but we just got to keep chugging away. The good thing, I guess, about losing these accounts is that like you get to start fresh with all new followers. So that's why I try and tell people like in my groups and stuff that lose accounts, like it sucks, but at the same time, like it's an opportunity to reach a whole new audience of people, which is exciting because then like commissions can start rolling in again, and like people are getting engaged and sharing your videos with their friends, and it's a whole new experience each time you do start a new account. So it is what it is, but yeah, I've definitely lost a few.
There's the silver lining though, because we talked to Mila, which I think she was actually our second episode, and she, Mila Markson went through the same thing with Instagram. It's like she lost her first account that was huge, and she would just crawled into bed and wanted to cry and never wanted to get out. But then she's like, you know what? I did it once. I can grow it again. And she
Exactly.
did. And she, every time she got bigger, better, stronger. And,
Exactly.
there is a silver lining to it. So as I was doing some research before the show, it looks like you have an Instagram account with about 60,000 followers. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then I also found a Facebook that I thought had 43,000 followers. Is that current, or is that dead, or is
No, yeah,
that's
that's
current?
current.
So the one you
Yeah,
lost must have been huge, huh?
it had like 283,000.
All right.
It just got it got like it sent to Facebook jail, and she has not revived. I'll get like I used to get like 20, 30,000 views on a video I'd post in within a couple of hours, and now it's like 2,000 views, and it's been up there for a minute. So it's
Yeah,
just it's not
we'll
coming
forget about
down.
that one then. But the thing that was interesting to me, now that I've just confirmed that those are your two active accounts, is you have, 60,000 on Instagram, 43,000 followers on Facebook. Those are pretty even numbers.
Mhm.
Most people usually are really big on one and really not so big on the other. My question to you is, and I know this can vary from person to person and strategy to strategy, but between those two accounts, the Instagram and the Facebook, like where are you not necessarily seeing more views, but where are you seeing more engagement, more traffic, more leads, and more conversions? Do you have a idea of which one's performing better?
Yeah, I would definitely say my Instagram. My Instagram, like, I hope she sticks around because I love her. She's been around since the beginning. She's my only one that's been around. The Facebook got taken down, TikTok's by, but the Instagram has been around for a minute. I love Instagram because you can share pieces of your day without pulling it away from like the content that you're putting out there. So like I'll share funny moments throughout my day with like my kids or like what's going on in my life. And I think that adds a human element to your content. So obviously you're putting videos out there and you're a human in them, but it's a way that you get to interact with people that you don't always get to on other social media platforms. So I feel like Facebook and Instagram are pretty even with this. I even like Facebook a lot too, how you can like write like a status and talk to people a lot on there and like comment on people's stuff and like use the apps in the way that they're intended because the algorithm likes when you do that. So I feel like Instagram is where I have built a community of people. My Facebook is still new because I had to start that account over. So that one's only about like I don't know, 2, maybe 3 months old, that Facebook. So I'm not as like comfortable with the community there yet. I kind of repurposed my stuff from Instagram there, but Instagram is like what I'll create on like my stories, and like try and really interact with my community there. So Instagram's got to be my favorite, even though the smaller
Yeah.
platform.
I agree. Instagram has been the best one for me too. I
Mhm.
also have lost accounts and I have been able to grow different accounts to thousands of followers still, you know. So it's like
Mhm.
you learn it once and then I'm sure if you lose your account, hopefully you don't, you'll be able to grow it back up easily. Like I'm 100% certain of that. But what's the strategy for Facebook? Because I know same like TikTok, they don't want you to interact with the same type of account or different accounts in one form, some type like that. And Facebook is also strict with not having many profile um
Mm.
accounts with the same name. Did you do something different or like maybe got like a new phone number, new email address, or what did you do when you got a new account for Facebook?
So my first account was a page. So I made a business page off of my personal Facebook account. So that went really well. That took off faster than any of my accounts did. Did really, really great. And then it started to get like banned and like, you can't post for 3 days, you can't like people's stuff. And I didn't know, but that was attached to my personal account too. So I couldn't log on to my personal account, like my friends, pictures of her new baby that she just posted. It was linked. So once I kind of realized that, I was like, oh crap, I've had this Facebook for years and years and years. So that was kind of crappy. So once I started over, because my account is still out there, I just don't really use it. Once I start over, I made a Facebook profile. So now I have a professional profile, which is different than the page. But I used, I think, like my business email in creating this account. Because when I first tried to make a Facebook, I wasn't going to make a page. I didn't really know that I could make a page. I was going to make a whole new profile. And for some reason, I think probably because what you're saying about the email thing, it wouldn't let me. So I was like, oh, I guess I got to make a page. So that's what I did. It's just crazy how everything like works out because that page blew up. That's what got me like a lot of the the leads and a lot of the conversions from that page. And then when I had to kind of like re-strategize and go back to the drawing board, I had to make the profile. So um it's crazy. I don't
That's
know
kind of
how
where
to
you're at
describe
now.
it. It's
Yeah, no, it's interesting. So really what's amazing is, I think people get especially on Facebook kind of bogged down with the idea of like, oh, do I start creating content on my personal profile? Do I start creating a page? Do I make a professional? Like people get so bogged down in that. And what it seems like to me is it really doesn't matter. I mean, you're kind of proof in that. It's just like, just go out there and start creating the best content that you possibly can and really just kind of grow the community, right?
yeah. The only thing I did not want to do, I didn't want to post to my personal. Like all my
Mhm.
accounts were completely new. And once I understood that like just because I created a page through my personal account, they weren't actually connected. My personal account was just like the host for the page because the
Mhm.
page has to be attached to a profile. So once I was like, okay, so if I post a video here, it's not going to like all my friends and family from like high school and wherever. Once I like understood that, then I was just like, okay, this is just like a regular like platform. So yeah, it seems like I've seen people be really successful with profiles, really successful with pages. I think at the end of the day, it's not like trying to figure out if one works better than the others. It just comes down to your content. Just like on like TikTok and stuff, even if you post at like a crappy time, if it's a good solid video, eventually it's going to get the views that it deserves. So I think it's the same sort of thing.
So now let's talk about content. What kind of content are you creating? I know you like to share a lot about your life. I know you like to share a lot or like answer to people when they leave a comment. So you do a lot of those
Yeah.
answers, right? To like, especially the sarcastic ones, which are so hilarious. So what other type of content are you creating?
I really just started recently doing those video response things. I would kind of like, copy like what was doing well. Like I'd like look for videos that were like, getting like tons of views or going viral or whatever. Um, and kind of like recreate those with my own little twist on it. But now I'm kind of stepping more into my own and seeing like what works for me. And people seem to kind of like, like it. So I'm doing what works. But I think like in the beginning, it's good to kind of replicate like other success and see like what's working, which is a lot less time and energy too, because you're not having to like, come up with all this like creative stuff and spend so much time like thinking about creating content. You can just kind of like do what's already working, like not reinventing the wheel and all that stuff. So those videos still, definitely work too. But I think like once you get to a place where you have engaged followers that want to consume any kind of content that you put out, then you're kind of more free to, do some like, testing with like, do people like this kind of stuff? Do people like that kind of stuff? So I think like what I have found now is like when I'm speaking firsthand, usually those videos do better, which do take a little bit more like, well, I was gonna say they take more time and energy and effort, but like the video I posted last night, I did not plan to do that. I just saw the comment and just immediately responded to it. And it was like, I mean, this is something that comes with kind of creating the content because like I said in the beginning, I had those scripts and I would do like 50 takes over saying like 5 words. But like last night I did the first part of the video over once and the rest was like just record, and then I posted the video. So I think sometimes those like off the cuff random ones that like you're just thinking of and not like, really overthinking, those ones can be like your best videos sometimes and they take the least amount of time. So I think just like being yourself and sharing your opinions on things, maybe being a little aggressive. It works for some people. Sometimes I think I'll be over the top with it, but I seem to get like, I get the likes and stuff. I'm sure I have people that don't like it, but
Well,
I'm
and
just
that's
trying
what you have to do. You have to, if you're not making people feel something, then you're just really not getting people to interested. And part of making people feel something in a positive way is generally upsetting people, other people, in a negative way or whatever. So I'm big on patterns. I try to find patterns in marketing and really in life, because if you see something repeat itself, then you're like, okay, cool. This is rock solid. And you just mentioned a pattern that we've seen from previous guests on this show as well. It's like in the beginning, you kind of just have to model success,
yeah.
kind of recreate those videos that tend to go viral so you can start getting reach with the right folks. But then once that reach is there, now it's time to add your personality and build the community. Did you, and I know it's going to be hard to like pinpoint like a certain day where everything shifted, but did you notice when you did make that shift, an increase in commissions on a, like how, and can you take us through like what changed and maybe what that led to? Anything you can share with us I think would be great for the audience.
Yeah, I think like I was doing a combination of what worked and a combination of what worked and adding my own personality into it. So my first video that went like viral, it was like that Netflix pays $45 an hour one. Like everyone was doing that video. It was really like clickbaity because it was Netflix, $45 an hour, like to watch movies from home. Like, so I did that same video, but instead of just like reading through it, I like dove on the couch like my husband's giant robe and like, flipped over like I was gonna watch this show. So I think just that like little piece of adding my own little spin on something that was already like going viral, that's what like made that take off. And I saw that like me being like silly and quirky was working. So I started doing that in more of my videos. And then the views came, so the confidence came, and it just kind of became this like, I'm going to put my own spin on everything and bring Caroline to the table. So it becomes my own versus like I'm copying, this creator and that creator. So that was like the video that sticks out to me. That was like, that changed things. I remember showing it to my husband. I said, I was like, this one's gonna be a banger. Like, watch this, I'm gonna go viral. And then I did. So it was just funny. A lot of people like stitched that video and that made it take off. My friend would be like, you're on Pinterest. Like someone's posting your video. And I'm like, I don't have a Pinterest. So I think that was like one of the videos that kind of like took my account off, but she's
Yeah,
gone.
she's gone. Are you still making those clickbaity videos?
Not really. Every now and then, like it's funny because like I don't typically like to make them. A lot of them, like, like the little side hustles that like work and like they're legit sites and stuff, but it's nothing that's going to make like a substantial amount of money. Definitely nothing that's going to be passive. But they definitely get views and they get like new audience members. So every now and then I will throw out like a fun little side hustle. I feel like the remote job sites are less clickbaity, but they still like get the views. I just like it's I don't like putting things out there that I haven't really tried myself, because then if someone comes back to me with an issue or a question, I'm just gonna like I was just remaking the video, honestly. Which is just like the truth. But sometimes I will throw them out there, and now when I do it, I'm more careful, and I research the company before I put it out there, because part of building this community is being someone who's truthful and like reputable. So I don't want to be putting out some like, BS make $800 in 30 minutes thing. Like that's just going to hurt me in the long haul, even if it gets a bunch of views. So I'm more cautious now in what I post, because I want it to, I'm here for the longevity. Before I was like, let's get the views, let's get the followers, let's get the likes, let's get the saves, like let's make this money. But now I'm like, I'm trying to foster a community of people like in the most
Genuine way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's important because we're selling digital products here as affiliates. I mean, really, that's what it is. But we're not in the digital product scheme. We're really in the leadership game. I mean, that's what you are. You're a leader for your community, and that's why people will follow you. So let's kind of move down the funnel, so to speak. And we create content, we get views. You gave us a lot of insight into what worked for you, so we really do appreciate that. But let's talk about the conversion, because I mean, if you're doing $40,000 in a week, right, you're not just making content and then running into sales. So what does a bulk of the heavy lifting for you? Are you in the DMs? Is it a Facebook group? Is it your ebook? If you can kind of just take us through what you believe turns these views into high ticket back end buyers, I think we could learn a lot from you on that.
Yeah, are huge. Like that is to me like a lot of it is people going out there, and like I think the quality content is really important, because a lot of people that are buying like the high ticket things are names that I don't even recognize. So like me, when I was doing this, like I didn't really reach out to Em. I did ask her like a couple questions, but there's a lot of people who are really resourceful and can kind of like take the training, say like, oh, I like this or I don't like this, and I'm going to make this purchase because of this is my situation and this is what I believe, and I'm going to go do it. So I think there's a lot of people that need just your quality content to like reaffirm that this is a good decision. So I think the content piece is really important for those people that don't flood your inbox. But for the people that do have questions, it's really important to be there and to show up for them and to be honest with them. So I would say like 90% of my responses are voice responses. And I think that adding that human element to it, so if someone knows it's not a bot, it's not an automated response, it's really me, it's the same video that you see in the thing. And I can like, the inflection in my voice, they'll hear my kid crying, like I'll be like, hey, I'm just like a regular mom, like I thought this was a scam myself, but I tried it and I swear to God, it works. Like I've never expected this in my wildest dreams. And like to say that and to hear my voice changing and the passion and how I'm speaking gets the other person excited, versus just writing back and being like, yeah, it works. Like try it for yourself. Or, you know what I mean? It's colder when it comes across written, just because the person's free to interpret that however they want. So I think voice notes are really big in converting leads, being, and addressing all their questions. As like frustrating as it is sometimes, I have to remind myself that I was in their position once and I was very skeptical. There's people that I've talked to for months, and I'm like someone last night, I was just like, holy shit, will you just get started? Like you're like, you could have been making money by now. Like just do it. And he's like, I know. And I'm just like, no, like just do it. Like, but I have to remind myself of like, I was there too. It took me like a month to get started, but yeah, I think that personal touch of the voice notes is really big. I can't get back to every comment. My Facebook group, I wish I was better in. That's like something that I have on my list of things to do, posting to that at least like once or twice a week, because I'll just check in and be like, okay, everyone's good, no spam, no promotions, everyone's helping each other, great. And then I like go back to like, you know, posting and mom life and all this stuff. So it's really not from my Facebook group. My ebook is kind of like same thing, and my subscriber list and my campaign, like things that I need to like go back to, because I got all that stuff done and I was like, great, I don't have to do that again. I'm never looking at this again. Like, I hate ClickFunnels. I hate all of this. Like, this was a nightmare. Like, it's done. It works. Bye. And now I'm going back to it and kind of like making tweaks and changes and more relevant to like my business now. Because I kind of was like a set it and forget it type of thing. So that being said, all those pieces, the Facebook, the ebook, the email campaigns, all of that stuff has pretty much stayed the same. I think the most important takeaway is responding to people in the DMs, answering all their questions, being there for them, being genuine, and just taking the time to respond. That's the most like tedious part of this whole thing, but it's also what builds a community. Like, people will comment on my videos and like, I feel like I have a ton of friends that I don't actually have. Well, maybe I have, they're real friends, but like they're people I've never met. But I think that that's why people will grow within your community and like reach out to people and help and be a support in community. There's people that like go to bat for me on videos of people that are like trying to like, you know, talk all this crap, and like people that I talk to all the time are like, she's busy with her newborn, like just wait for your response. But like, I have people that like, you know, have my back, and they're people who I've never met, but that's part of the community, and that's why I love it so much. But you have to really nurture that through your responses to people, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, as bad as it sounds in the beginning, we want to make money. You get me? Like, as bad as it sounds in the beginning, we want to make some money.
Mhm.
But now I can see that you are evolving your marketing, because now you're not worrying about it, but you're now thinking about your funnels. You know, you didn't have to think it from the beginning. You did it once, you forgot about it, type of thing. But now you're going back to it. Okay, now I want to learn more about funnels. I want to learn more about email campaigns. I want to learn more about talking to people and stuff like that. So you are evolving your marketing. And another thing that I love to see is when successful affiliates team up together. So let's talk a little bit about the whole teaming up with another a past guest that we have with, her name is Becca.
Yeah.
You guys are building like a community and helping people one on one, right? Like on a group setting, maybe. Can you elaborate a little more about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So one night, I went live on TikTok, and she just happened to like come onto my live. And for some reason, she said she never requested to join the live. I never requested her to join the live, but this button that popped up and it said like add Becca Duncan to the live, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. We talk all the time. So I added her, and then it was the two of us, and we just got a ton of feedback from everyone. Like, this has been like the best hour of affiliate marketing that I've ever learned. Like, this is more valuable than the blueprint. Like, people were saying all kinds of stuff. And so then I texted her afterwards and I was like, we got to do something with this. Like, people loved that. So we decided that we were going to build like a Facebook group, a community where people could, you know, that were have already stepped into affiliate marketing, could support each other. So what we do in that is we go live once a week on Zoom, and we are now doing like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook audits within those Zoom calls. We usually do like a lecture style for the week. So we'll talk about like your email campaign or your sales funnel or creating content, the difference of the different platforms that you can use and what works best for each platform. And then we do like a Q&A where we'll allow people to like, you know, raise their hand on Zoom, and then they can kind of come forward and ask their questions to the group. So we do those, they're recorded every week. And then we also do video responses to questions every day. So we have like an ongoing like I don't know, like
Like a feed or something, or
yeah,
like
like
a
a feed
thread?
word. Yeah, thread, that's the word I was looking for, of questions. So we'll be like, okay, what questions do you have? And then people will just put question, question, question. And then Becca and I are both not super tech savvy. We literally have like a shared notes on our iPhone that like we will take, copy and paste someone's question from the group, put it in, put our name next to it, like I'm going to answer this question. And then we record a video. we post it to the group saying like, this is response to, Brian Brewer's question on, growth on Instagram. What's the best thing to post when you're first starting off? So then we'll do like a, 1 to 10 minute video response, post that out to the group. So we've gotten a ton of really good feedback. We have like over 300 members now, and that's on like a monthly subscription basis. So we split the funds 50-50, and we're actually like talking about opening our own LLC together. And so it's been crazy. It really has.
And are you hosting that on just Facebook, or are you hosting that on some other platform?
So we have the Facebook group. That's where like everyone meets. You have to be like, you buy the subscription through Stan Store, and then you get a link to the group, and then we let you into the group. But we're only marketing it. We've sent out like 1 email blast through our campaigns, and we market on our stories. So it's not actually like a clickable link unless like you went into one of like our highlights in our Instagram. So yeah, we kind of just promote it through our stories and stuff, and that's really it.
Really cool. So you kind of found a gap there, maybe that wasn't being served, and you took advantage of that opportunity to create an additional stream of income, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because everyone was reaching out to both of us like, hey, do you do one-on-one calls? And I got to a point where like I made a little calendar thing in Stan, and I was gonna open it up, and I was just like, I am just biting off more than I can chew. I cannot commit to someone being able to book hour at a time on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock when like I might be, the baby might be crying, like who knows like what's going on. It was just too much, but I also saw there was a huge need for that additional help and support from so many people. So once we did this thing on TikTok, I was like, light bulb, like let's just do a group thing so we can kind of, we pick the day, we pick the time. My husband's a firefighter, so I can work around his schedule. So it's been the best way to reach the most amount of people, and it's like a really fair like price. There's affiliates out here that will charge anywhere from $200 to $500 for a 1 hour, one-off, one-time phone call. So we're offering 4 hours of group coaching a month, plus these questions every single day, plus the support of the community for like a fraction of that. So I feel really good about it. It's helped a lot of people. So that's what, that's the point.
Yeah, that's just amazing. I mean, just doing that, partnering up with somebody that is successful like yourself and helping people. That's one of the main things. You're helping people in your own different way. And it's a different way because I haven't seen that either. People like partner up just to help other people like that. I haven't seen it like as far as like a Facebook group, and going on a Zoom call with everybody that joins and answering the questions one-on-one. It's amazing. So I give you props for that for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We like it. We've only been doing
it's
it
really cool.
long,
so is that what the plan is going forward then? Is that how you're looking to continue to grow? Obviously, continue to create your content, grow your community, promote Legendary Marketer, and then also, build this community, this paid community on the side? Or are there other things that you have planned in the near future as well that you might want to reveal?
That's a good question. And I feel like something is coming, and I don't really have something specific to give you quite yet. But Becca and I talk all the time, and we're on the same page where like something is going to happen from this. Like this is how I felt before I found affiliate marketing. Like I was on the cusp of something big. I had this like feeling that like I was about to step into something life-changing. And I remember telling my friends about that, and they're like, you're weird. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's it going to be? But and then this happened. So I feel like I was given this opportunity to take it and to evolve with it. So I'm already starting to kind of do that, like with the group stuff. So I mean, like, there's a lot of different ways I can go. Like, I also have like a digital product, like an ebook. Like that was something I learned through the course, and that's another thing that I've added to my passive income streams. But like, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe I'll start a podcast, or maybe I'll, actually start to like post on YouTube. Maybe I'll create my own course, or maybe we'll do something together. Like I feel like there's so many ways you can go in the online space, and it's really exciting because like there's just so much that you could do, and there's so much money to be made. There's so many people to be helped. So something's coming. I don't know what exactly it is yet, but it's one of those like you feel it in your bones type of thing eventually.
Yeah, it's exciting. You're excited about the opportunity.
Yeah. I just like to bite off more than I can chew. Like we're still unpacking this house and like, we just had the baby, we just moved. We're like, let's throw everything on top of, but that's just how me and my husband do things. We'll be like
Yeah.
drowning and we'll be like, yeah, let's take on that too. And this, oh yeah. So I guess we work well under pressure or something, or maybe we're just crazy.
Well, that's a good lesson too for people who are thinking about getting started, maybe with a side hustle, and they think to themselves like, I don't have time, I'm too busy. Well, guess what? Even after you have a successful side hustle, I mean, you're still going to be too busy, right? I mean, I was racing to get here to the office. I have an office at home and an office away from home. That way, when my kids are home, I can get away and still record podcasts and stuff. And I'm racing around. I'm like, I got to be there to upload the previous one. I mean, you're always busy.
Yeah.
But you make time for it if it's important to you. And if you choose to make a side hustle important to you, then guess what? It will probably end up being successful. So 2 things I want to do to finish us off here, because you got young kids, you got to unpack this new home and all that stuff. The first thing I want you to do is tell everyone exactly where they can track you down and find you. Maybe if they're just interested in watching your content, maybe they're interested in learning more about your paid community. And then after you're done, I'll finish up with one last thing, and then we'll kind of get you on your way and back to your life. So first, where can they find you?
So on Instagram, oh gosh, I wish we had a thing that popped up. Because it's a hellish thing to spell.
You know what? You tell me what it is, and we'll edit it in after the fact. We don't have the live capabilities, but we'll add it in after the fact. We'll put it on the screen for you.
On Instagram, it's the_Momtrepreneur. So the Momtrepreneur, which is just like a nightmare to spell. And then TikTok, I just kind of threw a name out there, but I guess it's sticking for now. It's Mama's Marketing Tips. So MAMASMARKETINGTIPS. And then Facebook, man. Facebook, I'm Caroline Hene. And then it says like affiliate marketing mama. There's got like 43,000 followers, but someone literally just tried to request to come into Becca and I's Facebook group as a fake account. Like it was literally me with like 5 followers, my picture, my thing, my name, trying to get into our group. I'm like, how stupid can you be?
Yeah.
But just be careful with that one because there's so many fake
I'll
accounts.
tell you what we're going to do. We're going to link the Instagram down in the show notes or the description of the video. That way people can get a hold of you there, because that seems like the safest path to you. So once again, if you're listening, wherever you're listening, we'll go ahead and link the Instagram down below, and that'll make it nice and easy. And then, the last thing I want to do is as a thank you, one thing we like to do on this show is kind of turn the tables. And, you're crushing it, so you might not have any questions. But if you do have any questions for Andre and myself about anything, I've been doing this for 11 years now. Andre's been doing it for quite a few years. If there's anything you want to know, feel free to ask any questions of us if you have any that jump to the top of mind.
Yeah, I guess something that I haven't tackled yet, and it just feels like a beast, is YouTube. So when you said that you're on YouTube, that was really really cool to hear, because that's something that like I would like to venture into in the future. I feel like YouTube's like kind of like a safe place where maybe you're not going to get your account taken down. But how has that experience been for you? Are you guys both on YouTube?
Well, this podcast is on YouTube as well. So I do have my channel, but it's like I don't really use it as much. Like my not personal, but like my business affiliate marketing channel.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as experience for YouTube and our podcast YouTube channel, best thing I can do is be consistent to a certain schedule. So if you're gonna post something a week at a certain time, make sure you post the same thing, or not the same thing, like at the same time the next week, and then just keep it going. Because what people want to see is like, oh, it's Monday. Yeah, this morning, I know this person posts every Monday morning.
Right.
So they're gonna wait for that and be able to be excited for Mondays, because in the morning they're gonna find a brand new video from a creator that they like, So that's something that I can tell you. But as far as YouTube, Brian has way more experience with YouTube than me.
We might try to do something here really quickly, and this might just crash the whole podcast, but I'm going to attempt to live on the podcast draw something for you. And like I said, this could be the end of the show here. So it was great. But we're gonna I think we can do this. I think we can pull this off. So
Sounds like it's
the
worth it.
yeah, the thing about YouTube is I have been successful with YouTube over the years. I've grown one channel to about 77,000, and I've grown another one to over 3, and then I have another one right now that's approaching 10. And so can you see this little whiteboard here, Caroline?
Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for something
Okay,
to happen. I didn't realize it was a
cool.
whiteboard.
Yeah, no, it's a big lead up here. So if you're listening on the podcast, you might want to come find us on YouTube. But YouTube, here's how I look at YouTube, and really the way to get started in the beginning, if you want to give yourself the chance of being successful as quickly as possible. Now, YouTube is one of those things where, hey, if you just create content like we're doing with the Evolve Marketing Podcast over a year or two, it'll become something. I'm almost 100% confident in that. But if you want to accelerate your results like most people do, so you can start generating leads and growing a following as quickly as possible, this is how you have to think of YouTube. So YouTube itself, right, is inside this big square that I'm drawing here. Let's consider that all the views on YouTube. Well, you're not going to try to get every single viewer on YouTube. You're going to generally have some sort of niche, or market, right? And so you might be in the make money online space because you're promoting Legendary Marketer and you help affiliates get started. Now, if you just start making content on a brand new channel that's like how to make money online, are you ever going to rank? Probably not, because you're a brand new account with no authority, and there's, not only millions of people searching for how to make money online. We already covered that at the beginning of this podcast. That's how you started. That's how I started. So obviously there's, a bunch of people making videos. So it's going to be very hard to rank. So what you have to do is you have to go super targeted in the beginning. And so your first, let's say 5 to 10 videos, what I would do if I were you, because you're one of the top Legendary Marketer affiliates over the last 6 months, is I would start with Legendary Marketer content. We'll say Legendary Marketer review might be video number 1. And then Legendary Marketer 6-month result might be video number 2. And then it would be Legendary Marketer, story or journey or something, and do your keyword research, but start in the very smallest concentric circle here with Legendary Marketer content. That'll help get views. That'll give you an opportunity you can rank for, because this right here, Legendary Marketer 6-month result, and then you put $600,000 on the thumbnail or whatever, you have a legitimate shot at ranking number 1 for that. So that's where you want to start. And once again, 5 to 10 videos over the course of 1 to 2 months. Just however many you can think of. Now, once that's going, now you want to expand a little bit and move out. So you're going to go to the next segment of people. And hopefully you've had some authority at this point. Hopefully you have at least one of these videos that's getting search results. So next thing you do is go out to this bigger circle. And this is your affiliate marketing circle, right? So these are where you're going to create videos like how to start affiliate marketing, and is affiliate marketing legit, right? Those clickbaity videos, but now you're talking about affiliate marketing, and that's going to be your next 5 to 15 videos, because hopefully what you're trying to do is expand your channel reach. Now you're not just ranking for Legendary Marketer. Now you're ranking for affiliate marketing. And then eventually, once that starts to pick up, whether that's 5 to 15 to 30 videos, then it's like, okay, now I want to go to the make money online, how to make money online, how to make $100 a day, how to make $1,000 a day, how to make money from home, right? Once you've established your authority at that point, then you can expand out. And that's when you're going to all of a sudden hit the, that's when you're going to, make the big bucks or whatever. And that's when you're going to grow your account quickly. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that makes sense and gives you an idea of where you want to go.
That was like insanely helpful. I was like, I'm gonna have to rewatch this and definitely take note of that, because I would never have known any of that. I have like repurposed some like YouTube shorts that get like 5 views, and I've done it probably like maybe 2 or 3 times. But yeah, YouTube is a beast. So it's very helpful to know that I need to start really in a small niche like that with Legendary. And that is something that maybe that was the whole point of me coming here, to hear that little piece that I needed, and that maybe that's where I'm going to go with this next. It's very
Yeah, and it's searchable content. It's 6 to 20 minute videos, right? That dive deep, and generally, you're going to see better ranking results if you dive deeper. So like you might do like Legendary Marketer 15-day challenge review. Maybe you spend 35 to 45 minutes kind of highlighting the points of each lesson. And if you become an authority on that topic, you're going to rank very highly in YouTube, or at least you have the opportunity to. So well, good. Hopefully that was the benefit that we could provide for you. I know you shared a ton of value, and just a ton of belief to the listeners. So I can't thank you enough for your time, especially with the new move and the 2 kids and all that stuff, for being on our show. So thank you very much, Caroline. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome. I'm glad that we got to do it, and I had to reschedule the first one because life, but we did it.
That's okay. We appreciate your time. It was nice meeting you. And yeah, if you need anything in the future, reach out to us. We'll be here.
Will, for sure. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Well, keep
Awesome.
crushing it. Thanks to everyone who listened to the entire episode here, and we'll see you all in the next episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast.